Brown on Strong TV. I want to talk about this camera, selfies, what they call selfies. Just, just looking at self, with the love of oneself. It's a verse in the Bible where it say, "Man will become lover of oneself." And I've been thinking about this for a long time as far as selfies and all that. And I remember I read this article about this what they call primitive tribe, that they believe that pictures would take when people take, they didn't believe in taking pictures because they believe it robbed the human being of his soul. And at first glance or first thought about that, it sounds kind of crazy when you think about it, but it really didn't to me, I'm gonna be honest. But I can see how somebody could say, "Oh, that's crazy, that's ridiculous," or whatever. But then I started thinking about how we are with these cameras and how, look at people's behavior now, like the way we are, like how self-absorbed human beings already were before uh, these cameras with the phone they come with the phone, and probably how self-absorbed we were just when we had regular cameras. But that's how much that's increased since we got the camera with the phone. And that tribe might be right. Look at how we are. I think let's if you went back and looked at when the first phone with the camera was made, when people started really, social media and posting pictures of themselves, and how and line that up when it first started, as far as the cameras, social media, cameras, phones with cameras, social media, and line that up and look at the decline in people, especially women. And any woman that sees this and gets offended, it's not to offend you. It's just, you could look at men and look at how stupid we are with crime. We record crime on the phone. So y'all, it's not just about y'all. We're idiots too when it comes to this phone. Somebody might feel like I'm being one right now, or some other time. I'm sure I have, or some previous stuff that I know I made. Not I wasn't just some of the stuff I was saying. I was being an idiot sometimes. So that's all of us. But just line that up. If it doesn't take the soul, it definitely takes this sense of basic sensibility, just being sense. I mean, not just being sense, but having sense. Just some form of morality for sure, which I guess would count as losing part of your soul. Just look at how we are. Look at how self-important we are. Like me sitting here talking. That's one of the reasons why I try to include reading the Bible on here, because I don't want to offend. I think it's stupid that we think that we got so much to say and that we know so much. Like when I'm talking on here, I'm talking from just like I'm just observing the world. I don't think I'm right. I don't think I'm wrong. I'm just, like I said in the beginning, that I'm documenting my thoughts. Really for my kids more than anything. That's why no matter how many views I get, no matter what, I'm gonna keep making them, because I want this to be there for them. But look at it. I mean, just really think about it, man. Look at how crazy we are with this phone stuff, man, and how silly we act, and how much, especially, like I said, especially women. Look at what they'll do for attention. You got more women on here naked, showing their body. You see more women bodies than you ever could have saw before. You see everything. I what point would it be to even have a wife in these days and time, or a woman in these days and time, when all they want to do is show their body to everybody? It's the whole significance of a woman being with one single man, or it's ridiculous. It doesn't even make any sense at this point, because A man that ain't never even been next to you can see everything that a man that you supposed to have if you her husband or whatever. Look, just from that standpoint, the love of self. Just you so focused on doing this, and then I think it just kind of goes against God. Think about it. You're supposed to be worshiping God. You can't worship God. You can't praise God. You can't glorify God. And I'm not talking as a perfect example, but let's just think about it. If you meant to be humble and worship God, how can you be if you always looking at yourself? I remember it was an Aesop's fable I read in elementary school. Can't believe I still remember this story, or it was in middle school. But it was a guy or a lady she was looking at the lake all the time because he or she was so fascinated with their own reflection. And one day, he or she was so transfixed on looking at themselves that they fell in the water and drowned. And that's us. Like we so focused on just, and we drowning. Everything falling apart right around us, and we can't even see it. Don't care nothing about it because it's crazy. And I've been meaning to say something, and I'm sure I'm not articulating it the way I want to, but just think about it. Just line it up. Go back. You can Google anything else. Google the first camera phone. Google the first year that social media started, and you go down and walk down that timeline and look at the just how much worse the world has gotten every day since then. And I'm sure it'll line up together. Um, Selfies, man. Looking at yourself, loving yourself. Just look at it, man. That's a big part of our problem right there. It's is this thing taking our soul? I don't know. Is it taking our morale? It's taking our morality. That's not a question. That's not even a question. But is it taking our spirit? That's the question. Because it's definitely taking our morality. But just a thought, man. About to get up and get started and finish this day up, man. But something, man, that's one of the things been on my mind. Been meaning to get on here and talk about it. Thank y'all for listening. Ron Armstrong TV.